Hello everybody, this is TMOG217. Welcome to a LEGO Star Wars Classic Set Review. To have a look at set number 7931, the T-6 Jedi Shuttle. This is a set that released officially on January 1st of 2011. This set contains 389 pieces and 4 minifigures. So here's the T-6 Shuttle in all of its glory. Oh man, how cool it is to see this thing brand new, white and shiny. Why do I say that? Well, given over time, at least with my copy, this set can get a little grayed with the white bricks and very dusty. Just overall can get very worn over time. My biggest concern for wear and tear are these bricks right here, because again, on my old copy, you can see how the bricks have cracked over time. Now, to be fair, this has had its fair share of wear and tear over time. You can see how the bricks have kind of gotten dusty and whatever, and that's not even really with a lot of it being exposed to the sun. You can kind of tell the differences between the two. But that's regardless of the point that we're trying to make here with this review. That was my main concern I wanted to point out, is cracking can be a thing with those bricks. Other than that, this set's amazing and very nostalgic for me personally, as this was my first ever LEGO set. Anywho, the stickers are quite annoying with this set, mainly due to the fact of early 2000s LEGO sets had sticker sheets that weren't numbered, so you kind of had to figure out where to put the stickers. Thankfully, with this set, it's pretty simplistic. You don't have to worry about placing them incorrectly, like maybe facing the wrong way would be the biggest issue. But right here, you can see that's where the stickers are placed. Same thing goes for the other side. Very simplistic stickers. You can't really mess it up, and if you do, it's not really messing up that bad. Maybe you got it on backwards, but still, it's all fine. It's very cool. Now, the main play feature of this is if you flip down the landing gear like that, it does have a gear track, as you guys can see right here, and that makes it so you can turn it to the side, which means you can swoosh this around like so. Now, the only downside is the underside of the wings kind of looks like a very dated build, but that's okay. They do add some bricks in red to kind of make it a little bit not much of an eyesore, which is good, but there are still some eyesores right there, and you can only do so much given this was released in 2011. But I think the transition of how you can turn this is very smooth. It's not very loose, anything of the sort. You can kind of see how some bricks are a little bit exposed on the side there. Again, 2011 build. Anywho, moving on to the play features. At the back of the build, you can see these thrusters. You have one in the middle that's pretty sturdy, but these two, they can kind of move about because they're attached to some Technic pins on the inside of the build. And basically, if you push down on one of these, you fire out a flick fire missile. I remember having so much fun with these as a kid. Oh man, just firing these. I lost these so many times because all you got to do is push downwards while you're holding it like this. It's very fun to handle, actually, now that I think about it. Like, there's no real wrong way to handle this when you're swooshing this around. So I really like that. It even holds up to the day standards, I feel. Anywho, moving on to another feature of this set is the escape pod. Basically, you can just shoot out this little cockpit of sorts as it's attached via a Technic connection. And it's like this little pod. It even is advertised, I believe, on the box. It's like an escape pod. You open this up, you can fit 2 minifigures in here. You do have a printed tile. It's a very simplistic build, again, from 2011, but I think it works. It's a fun little play feature of an escape pod. I'd always have fun tearing apart my copy, making it crash land, and this thing was the escape pod. A lot of fun memories I have with this set. And if you're trying to display this set, I think it'll look very great overall. Anywho, this set does come with some minifigures that I think are worth checking out, so let's have a look. So for the first 2 minifigures, you have Anakin and Obi-Wan. Very iconic minifigures, but ones that were probably overused with the Clone Wars lineup of sets, because these figures are practically worthless, but because they come in so many sets. So as much as it's nice to get your hands on a copy of the classic Clone Wars Obi-Wan and Anakin, as someone who probably was collecting these sets back on when these first released, it was another pointless figure to throw in the bin. But looking at it nowadays, it's a cool little figure. I know some people don't like the animated eyes. I personally quite like them. It's very nostalgic to me. Kind of captures that cartoonish look for me personally. There is no double-sided facial expressions, unfortunately, but still, I think these figures just are a timeless classic for me personally, and I enjoy having these in my collection. As for the next two figures, however, these are a little bit more exclusive and more desirable. On the left, you have Sissy Tin, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. He came in this set as well as his own Jedi Starfighter that was released in the Clone Wars line, so he's kind of hard to get your hands on. He does have a nice rubberized, dual-molded plastic head, which is cool, I guess. Got like a little squid head going on there with some horns, not bad. And then the exclusive figure just to the set, which is probably why the set is worth so much on the aftermarket nowadays, is Shock T. This minifigure, my goodness, I feel like a good majority of the reason why this figure is worth so much is because this figure's head tails are printed on some rubber, and over time with play the rubber printing tends to wear off, which was kind of the case with my original copy, as you guys can see here. And amazingly, this piece is the head tail alone is a majority of the value of the figure in a pristine condition, which is like over 100 Canadian dollars. So yeah, yikes. So anywho, there is no back torso printing on Shock T whatsoever. It's just have a construction paper fabric cape, as that was the thing of the time back in 2011, unfortunately, as much as I may dislike that. But yeah, not really a lot to the torso design. Carefully removing this, you can see the torso design a bit better. No back torso design whatsoever, nor head design. So yeah, not much else to say about this other than it's an exclusive, highly valuable minifigure in a brand new state. Taking a look at the gigantic instructions for this set. Flipping open to the very first page, it tells you not to open multiple bags. Don't open this and build it in the middle of outdoors. Tells you how many bags there are, which are 4 of them. Another thing I want to note is Shock T comes in the first bag, and it's a little annoying that her headpiece is packaged in with the bricks, so that probably plays into why her head tails are worth so much. Anyway, pretty simplistic build techniques for 2011. It's a fun build overall. Rebuilding this brand new for me over 10 years later, it was a fun build process, being able to build this for the first time again. But flipping all the way to the back, you're able to see the completed model, a parts listing for this set that goes on for just the one page, featured page, I guess, further of the play features of this set, a little mini poster of sorts that advertises another Clone Wars set, which is Bounty Hunter themed, and further advertisements for more Clone Wars sets, very nostalgic for me personally, Lego Club thing, and then just a gigantic win at the back. In terms of extra parts, this is all that I got in my copy of the set. Now, I know a few of you might be wondering, okay, well, you're reviewing this here in 2023. Does that mean you have the 2023 version as well to compare for a quick size comparison? Fortunately, I do. So if you are thinking about getting this set compared to the 2023 version, there is a bit of a size difference as shown right here. This one is very much so smaller compared to the 2011 version. Just overall, very much smaller in a lot of ways, so not sure if that camera angle shows it the best, but yeah, I guess it's really up to you what you're willing to spend for this. Just if you're willing to spend $100 versus say $300 is really up to you. But anywho, just a quick little size comparison for you guys. Let's move on to my final thoughts. Overall, for a set that retailed for 80 Canadian dollars back in the day, its set has definitely gone up a lot in value. As the time of this recording, you can only get a sealed copy for about 320 Canadian, and I'd suggest only going down that route if you want a pristine Shock T. The rest of this you could probably piece together yourself. I think Shock T is a pretty neat figure to have exclusive just to this set. The rest are nice throw-ins. You know, if you don't have Anakin or Obi-Wan by some fluke, it's a nice addition to your collection, but it is a little questionable at the same time because they were really overused. The Sissy Tin, again, neat inclusion as he only does come in one other set. It's not a popular Jedi character, but a nice one to include nonetheless. I like the play features. I know a lot of people will think that this one's worse than the 2023 one. I personally think that this one, maybe this is nostalgia talking, I think this one is the best Jedi shuttle especially by today's standards. There's just so much fun you can have with this. I can't really think of any issues with this set besides like the underside of the wings and maybe the fact of the bricks cracking over time. And, you know, maybe the rubber on the head tails rubbing over time. But overall, great set. Definitely love the heck out of this set. I can't really say anything negative about it other than that. So in terms of if you guys should pick this up in a used condition, maybe, sure, I say go for it. If you can find your an opportunity to pick this up in a decent condition, go for it. It's a neat little set, but don't be crazy like me and go for a brand new copy. Anywho, that wraps up today's vlog. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this quick little review, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Hit that bell notification, that way you're notified for future reviews like that. And yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. I'll see you all in a future video. Till then, see you later. Bye-bye.